Well, Ipswich is hosting Manchester United, the first game of Ruben Amorim to manage the club of Manchester United ever since Eric Ten Hag was sacked, and he has gone ahead obviously name his starting 11 for the club of Manchester United, and I've gone ahead to see very many people misfiring about it, but we finally gotten to know who exactly is really gonna start and who is not gonna start. And I told you yesterday in the match preview that whoever gets 7 players out of the 11, you are gonna call yourself a genius, and I'm gonna really see how many have I got right into this game of football. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So Rokan David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. Ruben Amorim era begins with Ipswich, and obviously it's not gonna be an easy tie. You can as well go into the comment section and really do what we call the due diligence of the live chat and really vote. You know, there is a poll: Ipswich win, draw, all, Manchester United win. What do you think the result is really gonna be like today at the Portman Road Stadium that capacitates 29,673 people? That is it. Now, let's get straight into the confirmed starting 11 for the club of Manchester United that the man himself, known as Ruben Amorim, has gone ahead obviously name. Onana, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Ericsson, Amadi Diallo, Garnacho, Casemiro, Dalot, Evans. That is the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. Then the substitutes are Beindir, Malacia, Luke Shaw, Kobe Mainoo, Mason Mount, Ugarte, Anthony, Hoyland, and Zexi. So that is the bench of Manchester United. The youngster Konkuchi that we talked about, that was part of the squad, has not gone ahead to make it onto the bench for the club of Manchester United. Now, when you look at the club of Manchester United, we obviously have how many players that I named into my probable starting 11: Onana, De Ligt, Bruno Fernandes, Amadi Diallo, Casemiro, Dalot, Evans. All right, I have 7 out of those, you know, and I think I'm lucky because the manager's first team was really gonna be very tricky to obviously come up with. Now let's get into Ipswich. Cian McKenna is the manager of Ipswich, former assistant manager for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the club of Manchester United. We are having Muric, Tuanzebe, O'Shea, Barres, Davis, Nossi, Kajuste, Barnes, Hutchinson, Sam Dix, Delap. That is the starting 11 for the side of Ipswich. The substitutes are Walton, Clark, Wolforden, Townsend, Logo, Taylor, Chaplain, Clark, Al-Ahmadi. That is the starting. That's the bench of this side. But remember, Tuanzebe, our OB, is really gonna be facing us in there for you. He's a player that we let go on a free to Ipswich, and he was part of that Ipswich history-making team. That's why Ipswich returned into the Premier League after very many decades. So, smash the like button close to 200 times. And don't forget to subscribe. Now, there is a formation that has gone ahead to be put outside there that I was shocked when people are like saying Amadi Diallo is going to be played as a right wing back. And I'm like, are people crazy? Guys, this is how Google has gone ahead to put out the lineup of Manchester United. But guys, this is not how Manchester United is going to be lining up. You get? I'm going to be letting you know how they're really going to be lining up. Now, Onana obviously is going to be in goal, right? Now, Dalot is not going to be played here. Casemiro is going to be played here on the right side of the 3-man central defense. Matthias De Ligt is going to be played at the center of the 3-man central defense. And, obviously, John Evans is going to be played on the left side of the 3-man central defense. That's how Manchester United is going to be standing, meaning that here is Casemiro, Matthias De Ligt, and Evans. Now, right wing back is going to be Amad Diallo. Right wing back is going to be Amadi Diallo. Left wing back is going to be Mazarawi, right? Then in the midfield, it's Eriksson and Bruno Fernandes. If at all you really remember very well, I told you that the side of Manchester United, the side of Ruben Amorim, will think of really playing Bruno Fernandes in the double pivot because of his attributes, better representing a number 8 than a number 10. You understand? I think the more Bruno plays in a less advanced position in the midfield, I think the more creative he'll become and more deadly he'll become, because he'll be having more space to obviously orchestrate all what he wants. Yet when he's playing as a number 10, he's always into what we call the final third, where everyone is really marked hugely. You understand? And there is a breaking story. Stephen Cooper has been sacked by Nottingham Forest. You understand? And he has been sacked. That's the story that we've gotten from Sky Sports right about now. That is a breaking story that I couldn't obviously find myself really foregoing. Now, Amad Diallo is going to be played as a right central attacking midfielder. Alejandro Garnacho is going to be played as a left central attacking midfielder. And here is going to be Marcus Rashford leading the line for the club of Manchester United. That's how everything is really panning out for the club of Manchester United. So, Bruno is going to be playing with Eriksson in the double pivot, right? The three-man central defense has De Ligt, Casemiro, and John Evans. You understand? So, that's how everything is really going to be panning out. Now, at the look of things, you'll ask yourself, who is really going to be really having a chance to come on? Obviously, the manager is really having his own problems because he has gone ahead to come in through and is really having very many injuries. You see to it that Victor Lindelof is out, Lisandro Martinez is out, Harry Maguire is out, you know. His two left backs have returned, but there is no way he can risk obviously putting them into what we call the central or into this game, meaning that he can only obviously get them on to play just minutes into this game of football. And there is no way you rule out Luke Shaw coming in through and really playing here. And I think John Evans will obviously give way for him. And then I think Mazarawi, Old Dallo will leave, and then Tyrell Malacia will come in and obviously be part into this game of football. And by the way, if they get minutes into this game of football, that will mean Manchester United will obviously field them in the midweek, because the manager will obviously want to see them get more minutes and really more game time. So for Marcus Rashford leading the line, I told you this, that Manchester United will always, at every time, tell the manager that Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes are really undroppable, because you can't tell me that you are having an out-and-out number 9, that is Rasmus Højlund, and then you are really trying to play Marcus Rashford as a centre forward, unless otherwise Ruben Amorim really has seen something special in Marcus Rashford when it comes to leading the line. But we are waiting to see how things are really going to pan out. But I've always told you that Rashford can score you goals leading the line. Rasmus Højlund can. Joshua Zirkzee can. The problem has always been, do we create enough for them? That is the question that has gone ahead obviously lack answers. Do we create enough for these people? You understand? Do we create enough for these people? You get? That has always gone ahead to be the hugest question that is really doing the needful. So, as it stands right now, you get? As it stands right now, the club of Manchester United is really giving Marcus Rashford, is giving him as a priority, and that shows you that the managers want to trust him to lead the line, and they just want to get him there. But I believe that Rasmus Højlund will come in and really fight hard to get him there for you. And I believe that Ruben Amorim might have gone ahead to form his two pairs of trios. And the first trio has Amadi Diallo, Garnacho, and Marcus Rashford. The other one that is sitting on the bench is having Joshua Zirkzee, Rasmus Højlund, and Mason Mount. I believe that's the other trio that we might see come onto this field of play. I tell you, because he needs to build these formations. He needs to build these formations, and there is something, one can call it a wild thoughts, but I believe if Joshua Zirkzee clicks in very well, he'll be very beneficial to Manchester United in a system like this, because he is really good playing behind the man leading the line. So I really predicted Ahmad to start. I'm excited for Ahmad to start in that position. I'm really excited for him. Then I'm excited for Bruno Fernandes to be played in the number 8 position, because in that double pivot, you understand, because we all know to it that he's really that good. And by the way, Eriksen starting into that team sends a very clear message that he is a special player. Erik ten Hag wanted to bring Frankie de Jong because of that, of the qualities that Eriksen really have. We need a midfielder that can really get hold onto that ball, and move it from the back line. You get? So, Eriksen might even get himself a new contract. All his further 1 year, was it triggered? So, we might see ourselves adding Eriksen 1 more year at Manchester United because of what he's really doing this season. When you look at what he has gone to do this season, let me read to you his stats. Eriksen is really looking very, very good, and his stats are really, really very, very impressive. In the Premier League, 9 games, 0 goals, 0 assists, but his contributions are really good. UEFA Europa League, 4 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists. Then EFL Cup, 2 goals, 1 assist. So he has 4 goals and 3 assists in 14 games he has gone ahead to play this season so far. I think that is really good contribution for a player that we think he's supposed to be out of the club of Manchester United. And he's sending a message that I want another contract. And will he obviously prove the manager right? I think yes, he'll prove the board right that he deserves a contract. Because if you tell me of Casemiro and Eriksen, who do you let go? I let Casemiro go. One, Casemiro earns a lot of money, £375,000 a week, you get. Yet, Eriksen earns £150,000 a week. And Eriksen, when he hits the ground running, he's really consistent, something that Casemiro has failed to obviously get into ever since his first season at Manchester United was really very good. So, these players are really going to be fighting for their contracts, but Eriksen being playing the double pivot with Bruno Fernandes obviously shows you that United is really going to be considering being very, very creative. And I think we are having a very good bench because, you have Kobbie Mainoo there, you are having Manuel Ugarte there, so you can obviously turn out that game into what you want it. If you are losing, you can obviously say Eriksen get off, Kobbie Mainoo get on, because maybe Manuel Ugarte doesn't obviously get you exactly that attackive addition. Yet he has the attributes, but the manager might be like, Kobbie Mainoo is better, but Kobbie Mainoo is returning from injury, and Manuel Ugarte has been playing very many games in and game out, and the other player that come off the bench and change, Rasmus Højlund, is there, So we are having some good players, Mason Mount. So I think this system can help us really get on very many players on the pitch of play that can really change the game. But if all goes well and these players put in a very good shift as told us by as instructed by the manager, I tell you, they won't really survive. United can even go gung-ho. My prediction was 2-1, but with him having Ahmad on, meaning that our creativity is really going to be high, and Bruno Fernandes being played into that double pivot, it sends a message to us that a lot is really going to be happening in the final third, and the creativity is really going to be top-notch. Now, let's obviously have something to say about the way Ipswich is really going to be standing. Even at Manchester United, this was the system that he really had to do under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a 4-2-3-1. Morik in goal, Tuanzebe right back, O'Shea and Bugres into the central defense, Davis, Left-sided is the left back. Then Mosi and Kajusti, double pivot. Barnes, right attacking midfielder. Zmudix, left attacking midfielder. Hutchinson, central attacking midfielder. By the way, Hutchinson, watch out onto that shot 20 of Ipswich. He's really very, very deadly. I tell you, very, very deadly central attacking midfielder. And he's really very talented. He was in the academy of Arsenal, left on a free to Chelsea. And Chelsea loaned him to Ipswich. He really went ahead to score very many goals that led Ipswich into the league. And ever since then, they went ahead obviously acquire him on a permanent, or they acquired his service on a permanent for £20 million, and Chelsea went ahead to get that money. Delap is leading the line for the side of Ipswich. So I think we are playing more centrally, and Dalo, Mazarawi have to do a lot to obviously cover up to that position. But all eyes are going to be on Marcus Rashford, I tell you. One, his body language, because his body language was poor when Erik Ten Hag was here, and even when Ten Hag left and Ruud van Nistelrooy was here, his body language was too poor. You remember that very well. So today, everyone is going to be looking at the body language of Marcus Rashford and will be like, all right, is he really a changed guy, or he's still really the same kind of guy that the world has seen, you know, in the previous season, and even the comments of this season, he hasn't gone ahead to change by a mile. You get? The other reason is he gonna really score goals, you know? And by the way, he has a chance to obviously announce himself as a centre forward under Ruben Amorim, because he cannot play behind a striker in that system. We know that in this system, the only position that Rashford can do better is playing as a centre forward. You get? Is playing as a centre forward. So this obviously might close down the discussion of Ruben Amorim getting in Gyökeres, because said that when a new manager comes in through, I would love to see every player getting in what we call a fair chance. That's what I want to see every person really getting at the club of Manchester United. We need a fair chance for every person, you understand, at the club of Manchester United. So let's wait and see how things pan out. But it's not really easy for Marcus Rashford, because his body language has been really bad. And is Ruben Amorim the man who is really going to come up and obviously is he going to be the man that is really going to come up and obviously get us back to where we deserve to be? That is a question for, I think, for some days. You get? So let's wait and see how everything really pans out. But this is Manchester United. The new manager is on, and we're waiting to see how these players are really going to be playing, because the manager promised us that we are really going to see an instant style of play, and the way we want to play is really going to be very, very identical, you know. So Roy Keane has come out and really said that the key to this system, he wants to see Marcus Rashford getting onto it. Sorry, Bruno Fernandes. I don't believe that we are still at that level. I think right now, this team should rotate around huge creativity. You get? We need Dalo to be involved into the game. You get? That is it. In the creativity, Amadi Diallo, Alejandro Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes being played there, I think it really gives him huge allowance of time to obviously put in what he really wants, you know, like shooting from far. We know he's good at that, especially at goal, and really reducing onto what we call the Hollywood passes that he has on several occasions come up and obviously really orchestrated onto the field of play. So I'm waiting to see how that is really going to pan out, and we are left with just 10 minutes for this game of football to obviously come up and obviously get on and get running. So Ruben Amorim has gone ahead and obviously had some things to say today to Sky Sports, and I'm really trying to copy them here and obviously put them onto your screen and see what your thoughts are about this. But Ruben Amorim is going to really manage his first game as a manager of Manchester United? The predictions are welcome in the comment section below, but he has something to say to the fans of Manchester United. And let me obviously gate you to what he has gone ahead, obviously, gate to tell you the fans of Manchester United in here. Now, that is Ruben Amorim for you. And we are really going to be getting you exactly what he has gone ahead to say about the club of Manchester United today as we take on the side of Ipswich. And I'm seeing many of you into the comment section. I think you are geared up. And let me flash this on the screen. 1, 2, there, 3. All right. Let's get going. Let's get going into the mix. And obviously drop it like it's hot. So, Amorim, on getting his message across to the players, he says, it's not difficult. And that is the key point. The time we have to train. So, I try to put players that, I have to put the players that I have more time to train, and we'll start in this way because we need to train, we need to pass the information. So he's like, he passed the required information to the players, and he's 100% sure that they're really going to come up and obviously don't shame the manager. Then he also then said, some of the lads, they've just had one training. One training is not enough. So I want my players comfortable, and it will be time for everyone during this sequence of games. So he's like, I'm going to give everyone time to enjoy himself and prove him or herself to me that he's that good to be into my system, because players, some players have trained once, like Manuel Ugarte, Garnacho, because I think most of them trained on Friday, you get, and others didn't. So Friday, Saturday, obviously that is it. Then he said today is difficult, so today is different, so it's new life. Let's start with the small details. That's what I want, and I want my players to win the game, and they're capable to do that. So he's like, I haven't gone ahead obviously instill my style of playing to these players 100%, but let's get the fine margins, the final details first. And what is that? Getting 3 points in. That's what we obviously need. And I also need 3 points. You know, if we obviously play some beautiful football, that will be a bonus to the manager. But the most important bit of it all is these players getting this manager 3 points. The fan who is at the Portman Road had something to obviously say to Ruben Amorim, that good luck, Ruben Amorim, make our team great again. Those are fans of Manchester United obviously holding that placard in the audience, and they are really wishing the manager all the best in as far as all what we think is right is really concerned. So that is the manager of Manchester United. The fans have gone ahead obviously wish him good luck, and we also wish him good luck. I wish him luck. I've never been here and not wished any United manager good luck. I want them to win. I want them to obviously elevate this team and really take us back to the glory days like we were. Now, Agaba done, but I don't understand this starting 11 with Dalot as centre-back, yet Eriksson is not defensive. Now, maybe you haven't gone ahead obviously gate in to the point that we've been at. I told you that it's Dalot playing as a right wing back. Casemiro, Matthias de Ligt, and Evans are being played as the three-man central defense. There is no way Dalot is being played in the central defense. This is a mistake. I told you Casemiro is there. Eriksson and Bruno Fernandes. In this system, by the way, most of the teams play with 2 8s. You understand? Because they are really having a three-man central defense and a supporting and 2 supportive wing backs, meaning that you are having 4 midfielders, you know, and other 2, meaning that you're going to be having compactness into your midfield. You get? This system is all about being compact. So I think it's really good. If any, we are winning today, United all the way. All right. Tibaijuka Robert, Hey, my friend Aradi, I wish we win. All right. Then Sonkobe broke. We can't. He said we can't today because Eriksson can defend. Dallo will always go wide the field and play win the. But the principle of defending, is gonna be orchestrated onto that pitch very well, and most of you are really gonna be shocked. You don't need a CDM in this system, provided all players put in everything you want onto the shift, all in the shift. That is it. After that, there is Robert. I wish we win, obviously. Then Muslim says, do you think Rashford, all other players are in danger in management of Amorim? I think Rashford is not in danger because the board has always gone ahead to recommend him to be the face of the project, him and Bruno Fernandes, and that makes them safe, you get? But if they don't really perform, then the manager won't have any reason to obviously keep them on the field of play. If Rashford leads the line, doesn't score goals, Rasmus Hojlund comes on and obviously scores goals, obviously the manager will be like, Rashford, thank you very much, get to the bench, Hojlund, lead the line. Gordon says, manager is testing the old players for sure. He has to, because every player really deserves a fair chance. Then Tibeirindwa, since Rashi is too direct, he might play well in that position. We know to it that he can score goals, but who is really going to create those chances? In the system, when you're having Ahmad in that position, Bruno Fernandes and Eriksson playing behind them, you anticipate that a lot is really going to happen. For Garnacho, I think central play is really great because he's a little bit more press resistant than Marcus Rashford, and we're waiting to see how he's really gonna obviously get himself into that mix. And he's really exciting, and I think the manager really loves him, and he knew to it that I have to get him on and see how things really get happening. Ifenyi says United 3, Ipswich 0. Chiayune says we need a win today, all right. Then Inani, all the best to Manchester United. And this takes us to obviously ending this poll to see how you guys have gone ahead to vote. 83% have gone ahead to call in for United win. 9 have called in for draw. Ipswich to win, 7%. So let's get into this game of football. When it gets done and dusted, obviously I'll return and see you in the what we call the match day reaction. Bye bye. My prediction is 2-1 in favor